Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I'm here today for a new series that I thought would be helpful for everyone. I'm going to call this series From Your Stash Folio, right? Because I love, love, love making folios. Um, you know, I'm going to post this on Friday, so Friday folio, From Your Stash Folio. Sounds cute, right? Well, the reason why I'm doing this is because I recently moved again. And I found a bunch of paper that is just super duper old, and I feel like I should use it. So the collection I'm going to use today is from Stampin' Up. This is called Falling in Love. This is from 2017, I want to say. And it's kind of like a wedding. Here's the back. The front was like these falling hearts. The paper's so stiff. It's been in storage. So let's see. If it was 2017 or 2016, that means that it was either in storage or it was with me in England, Idaho, Delaware, and now North Carolina the first time, and now North Carolina the second time. So it's been in storage for a while. But it's absolutely gorgeous. It had a whole stamp set with it. I don't think I ever got the stamp set, or if I did, I no longer have it. So it's kind of like very vanilla. So like the cream colors, it has lace, it has like random butterflies that I felt these butterflies didn't go with the whole soft theme, but what do I know? And then here's some more out of focus glitter. That's not my camera. That's how the page actually looks, like out of focus glitter. And then this other random thing that I felt didn't match the collection, but I did love this. So, you know, and then I found these butterflies that we all had, probably from, let's see, does it have a date on here? It's from Michael's. Doesn't have a date. Then I randomly found 2 sheets of chipboard that I wrote 8 by 12 on. I don't know why. I found some cream paper, the Falling in Love cardstock, when Stampin' Up! Used to do a bunch of themed 12 by 12 paper. So it has the 3 colors in there. I don't even know what the colors were called back then. Then I found some acetate. This is Stampin' Up! As well. It is called Night and Day. Oh, it's actually saying it is a designer series paper, but I only have 2 sheets of the acetate left. So I found that. And then I also found this chipboard that I know we all had. It's from Tuesday Morning. This is, oh, it's a Maggie Holmes. I never thought I would own a Maggie Holmes, but I've had this since probably 1942. There's no date on this one either, but I've had this for such a long time, and I've only used one little piece. Yeah. Oh, this is copyright in 2014. So this has been out since 2014. Yeah. So that is what I'm going to use. And I don't know what my pages are going to be or what I'm going to do, but we're going to get it done. All right. So I'm going to pause here and then you guys won't even know. Okay. So I finished the book and I think it turned out super duper cute. I used the 5 sheets of Sahara Sand 12 by 12 paper. This is all that's left. So these could be photo mats, you know, whatever you want to do. You want to add a card, you can use that as a card. I used the My Story, the My Story and the bullseye and one of the arrows for the front. Move that out of the way. And I used some old enamel hearts from Stampin' Up. So I also had this burlap ribbon that, it's not that old, it's probably about 2 years old, but it's still old. So everything I used, I've had for a while. I also used the very thin Michael's gold foil paper. This was the one before they started making it on the thicker, you know, it has like the brown backing now. This is back when it had the white backing and it's like barely above copy paper. If you want to double matte yours like I have with the gold, and you have the gold paper that has the brown backing, you're going to have to make your spines bigger because this is bulky, which is fine. See how there's a gap even though it's tied tight? It's because it's too bulky, but I really wanted to have that gold. This paper did not have a lot of interest, I guess is the word I'm looking for. It, you know, it was just very plain. So I added the gold. If you're going to use like a Cartabella or something like that, you definitely cannot double matte. It's without changing your spines. It's just going to be too thick. You won't have room for your pictures. Okay. So here are the spines. I do keep rubbing this because this does leave fingerprints. So here's my other spine. And then here's the back. So we're going to go ahead and open this. And we first have a gorgeous space for pictures. Let me get some of this glue off of here. Okay, and I just grabbed a bunch of pictures. So this would be a fun layout right here. This was like a New Year's Eve party we were going to. So this paper collection will look gorgeous with that. You can also turn it into like a baby album because, you know, lots of love for the babies. I mean, you can add, you know, your, these are 2x3s. And I just have random printed off pictures. So you can do 4 2x3s, you know, kind of anything you want on there. I have a couple of, these are a little bit bigger than 3x5. But you can still just do any type of photo layout that you want. You know, how fun. So there's plenty of room to do lots and lots of different matting. All right, same thing with these. You can add your picture like so and still have that pretty paper coming out. So we might as well look at our left side here. There are 2 magnets. I'm hoping that if you put a picture, okay, yeah, it still goes through. I didn't think that through because I have 2 layers here and 2 layers on top of those magnets. And so, you know, I thought it was going to be a struggle, but it's fine. So again, this is a full 4x6. You can put there, you know, that's a fun little surprise. Or you can just kind of leave this blank and maybe just put a 2x3 so it's covered. You could put a title here, any type of anything. Same thing here. You know, a couple of 2x3s, a 3x5. Lots of room, lots of room. So you open it again, and again, we have 2 more very large places for pictures. You know, I'm just going to throw these on here for you to see. And then you're going to flip it again, and here's another big spot for this. I was going to put these butterflies in here, but I kind of am not sure if this paper collection goes with butterflies. So I'm just going to leave it. I did not add any of the sticker elements or anything like that. I figured this would be strictly a picture book because it got thick. All right, so then you're going to open it here. In the middle, I have a little baby pocket. You can add more pictures if you want, more photo mats, you know, whatever you want. But there is a waterfall and it is closed with a photo booklet. So here's my booklet. And I just put some white copy paper so that way the person knows just to take this off and put their pictures down. So the middle pieces are not matted. I thought that would just look, you know, cool. I don't know. So you put that there. Cut down your 4x6. Put it there. I did use the angle punch. I felt the angle punch was easy to, you know, somebody can just use their scissors. Here is the waterfall. I did not, oh, I didn't finish it. I'll add my strips of paper And you know what? I kind of like it without it. Normally I add the strips of paper here, but may not be necessary. Well, I think it's fine without it. Let me know in the comments what you think. So, you know, they can, again, can add, you have to cut down your 4x6 because these are exactly 4x6. And so you cut down your picture just a little bit, or if not, you can just add the whole picture on the back and maybe add a couple of, you know, different pictures to the front. So here you have that, you have this, and then, you know, you have these two, you flip up, you have a full picture here, and then you have another picture. So you can just keep telling the story of your day or your trip or whatever going down, and then your accordion, you'll have a bunch of pictures in there as well. What's going on here? All right, there we go. So then on this side, again, this is a magnet to hold everything closed. You can add your 2x3s here. Yes, both of these are baby Corey. Or a 3x5. All right, so you're going to open it up. Same thing here. So this one here, this is room for some 2x3s if you want. You can, if you have a horizontal one, you can lay them across however you want. But I opened it up and I added a pocket here. And man, I am slacking. I did not do a tag. So any of these little extra pieces can be your tag. You know, do a fun little tag on there. And then that opens up again, another little place for pictures. You can get 4 2x3s or however you want to do that. And then it opens again and you have your big spot and this here. This would be super cute if you have like groom and maybe the groom and the bride horizontal and then them together and then a couple of snapshots from a wedding or baby shower or whatever your event is. That's where I was kind of going with it. I'm going to add some more stuff. And my magnets are here and here. And then we're going to close up and that is it. So I'm going to go ahead and do the tutorial on this. Here's my little, that's my to-do list. Here's my little cheat sheet as I was going along. This is kind of how I work. I had 5 sheets of the 12x12 paper in this color, which is the Sahara Sand, which I don't know if it really went with this paper collection, but according to Stampin' Up! It did. They came together. So I had to work with what I had, and like I said, I only have these little things left over, so I think I did a great use of my paper. Alright, stay tuned for the tutorial. Okay, so I just wanted to show you real quick that I did go ahead and add some strips of paper, just so, you know, it looks finished and not forgotten. And then I did add one little tag. I used an old punch. This is the Stampin' Up! Fancy tag topper. It's retired. It's been retired. So, used the old punch. Okay, so now here's the tutorial. You're going to use roughly 5 sheets of 12x12 cardstock. Obviously, it's going to be more if you're using 8.5 by 11. I forgot to put my thing back in here. Oh, and I did add the little heart sticker here, but I didn't want to add too many more chipboards because that is super, super duper thick. All right, so, oh, this book measures 6 by 8. So that's just kind of the size that we're in, 6 by 8. All right, so for the base part, you're going to need 1 sheet that is 6 by 8 and 2 sheets that are 7 by 8. Okay. And I'm continuing with the paper from that same old collection. And then I also went back and picked a different old collection. This is an Echo Park paper. I've had this for a long, long, long time. So I don't know how old this one is, but this is, I used some stickers and stuff out of it, so we're going to use this. All right, so like I said, you need 2 pieces, which measures 7 by 8. So let's go ahead and cut those. And on the 7-inch side, you're going to score it at 1/2 and 1. So 1/2 and 1. Okay, so there's piece number 1. Piece number 2. I cut the 8 first for this one just because I knew I wasn't going to be able to save any papers with this. Okay, so 1/2 inch and 1 on the 7-inch side. So we have those 2 pieces. And then we need a piece that is the base, which is going to be 6 by 8. And let's see here. So 6 by 8, and this one does not have any score marks, so we can do that. Typically I like to cut everything on the cut list and then put it together, so let's go ahead and cut and score everything and then put it together. So I'm going to take a clip and just put this to the side. So this is going to be my base. I'm going to write base for this. Where's my pencil? Okay, just right in the middle because, you know, we're going to cover it. So let's put that aside. Now let's do our left side measurements. And our left side, I guess I should have kept this untied. We're going to do this part, these cuts right here. Okay. So the left side measurements are going to be 1 5 by 7 and 1/8. And how I created it was I just picked these scraps and went through it. 5 by 7 and 1/8. 7 is 7/8, excuse me. 7 and 7/8. Again, the description box has the correct measurements. And then on the short side, we're going to score it at 1/2 inch. This is 5 by 7 and 7/8, scored at 1/2 inch on the short side. Our second piece of paper is going to be 5 3/4 by 7 and 7/8. Okay, so we need to get another piece of paper. This other piece right here. So 5 3/4 by 7 and 7/8. Alright, so there's that. And you can write the measurements on these if you want to. This is also scored on the short side at 1/2 inch. Okay, and then our final one is going to be 4 1/8 by 6. So check your scraps. And actually, I'm just going to do this piece, which is 4 by 6, because that 1/8 of an inch, I mean, oh, here, this one's exactly 4 1/8. Okay. So 4 1/8 by 6. Measure your scraps, because that's all this is. This little piece right here. And then on the short side, 1/2 inch. Okay. So this is the order that they need to go in. The 5 and 7/8 needs to go down first. Well, I'll show you that when we get there. So if you want to write your measurements on there, you can. We have one more piece for that, which is this piece right here, which that piece is going to be, oh, that is the piece we just cut. Okay, perfect. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and write my measurements on this. This one was the 4 1/8 by 6. This one was the 5 3/4 by 7 7/8. And this one was the 5 by 7 7/8. Okay. Now let's cut our right side, which is going to be these pieces right here. So we have a flat, we have this pull out here, and you can decide if you want this extra bulky piece or not. That's up to you. It kind of is a little bit annoying because when you're trying to fold in, let me see if I can show you what it does. See what it does? So you gotta like really press it to move it. It's up to you. I'm gonna go ahead and add it in just because I put it in this book, but you can decide if you want it. So if you want it, you're gonna need 2 pieces, which are 4 by 7. Or if you only want 1, then only do 1. All right, so it's already at 4 by 7. This one should already be at 4 by 7. And both of those are scored on the short side at 1/2 inch. Okay, and 1/2 inch. Perfect. Okay. And then you need 1 5 by 7 7/8. So 5 by 7 7/8. And that's scored on the short side at 1/2 inch. Ooh, I just almost cut that. Okay. And then one that is 5 by 4. 5 by 4, which is this little extra piece. I'm going to leave it at 5 by 4 1/8. That's fine. And on the long side, we want to score it at 1/2 inch. Okay. All right, so that is our right side pockets, our right side flaps. We do have a pocket for the pull out if you want a pocket right here. That pocket measures 2 1/4 by 4 3/8. Okay, so 2 1/4 by 4 3/8. 1 3. You can do your pocket by 4 1/2 if you want it to be no border and exact. I just don't like doing no border and exact because it can get in the way of your score marks. So I always do it that 1/8 of an inch little because I like a border and I don't want anything to get in the way. All right, so you're going to score it on 3 sides, twice on the long side, once on the short side. This is a pocket. Okay. All right, so then we have our middle pages. Oh, let's go ahead and clip this. Where's another clip? I have like a whole bucket of clips, and of course I can't find any when you need them. Here we go, this will do. This is the right side, so I'll leave that on the right. And then the middle, you're going to need 5. Oh my gosh, my undo fell. I suggest that whenever you're making a folio, use score tape so you can use your undo and undo whatever you messed up. Oh, I'm going to need this ruler. All right, so 5 pieces of 5 7/8 by 4 3/4. Here's 1, 4 3/4. And then it should be scored on the short side at 1/2 inch. So here's 1. This is our waterfall. So 5 7/8 by 4 3/4. Scored at 1/2 inch. You could cut all of them and then score them. It really doesn't matter what order you do it in, as long as they all get cut and they all get scored. So that's 3, and then 5 7/8. 5 7/8 by 4 3/4. We need 2 more. 1 and 2, scored at 1/2 inch on the short side. Okay. And then the last piece is, what is this piece? A pocket maybe? Yep. It's going to be our pocket if you want a pocket. If not, you can, you know, make a couple more pieces of the waterfall. You could probably do like 2 or 3 more. But I'm going to put the pocket because I like a pocket closure. And that one is 2 by 6 7/8. That's too small. Alright, so 2 by 6 7/8. And it's a pocket, so score it on 3 sides. Twice on the long side, once on the short. In the description box, I put what the actual measurement should be, but whenever you're doing a pocket, typically it's, you know, either side of the long side and then once on the short side. Alright, so that is our middle whatchacolumns. And then for our photo mat, which I don't think this is going to be the same size. It's going to be smaller. Like I said, when I was making up this tutorial, I was just cutting paper, and I may have cut it differently than what I cut it now. So now our photo mat is going to be 4 1/8 by 12. So in the description box, it's going to say 12 by 5 because that is what I had left over the first time. This time, out of the 5 sheets, I have, what did I say, 4 1/8? Yeah, it's 4 1/8. So I cut my paper differently the first time, but they're going to score it at 4 and 8. So you know what, I need to make a star on that for when I put it in the, let me go here. Might be shorter. Okay. But it's still going to be a booklet. It's still going to be super cute. You scored it at the 2 lines. Alright, let's move our paper trimmer. So this is what we have left now. We have our tags. We have a couple of photo mats here. So not as big pieces as, you know, we have left over from the other side, but that's okay. Alright. So I'm just going to start with the photo mat, And you're just going to concertina fold it or accordion fold it, Mountain Valley. It's still going to close our waterfall. It's just not as tall. So it'll be fine. I mean, you could get another piece of paper if you wanted to, but I wanted to stick with the 5. Alright, so this is the middle. Alright, so let's go back to our base pieces. And what we're going to do is, this piece doesn't have any score lines, so that needs to go right there. And then your other 2 pieces, you're going to look for the dented side. So that's the dented. This is the bumpy. I want you to see the difference of that. So on the dented side, you want to apply your tape just to that first score mark. I'm using 3/8 tape. Actually, you know what? It kind of needs to go on the other side. But that's okay, because we can... So the way I did this book, I attached the pieces on the back, but you can always attach it on the front. I think I want mine on the back, and so I am just going to fold this over. It just kind of makes it a little harder to fold, but it's fine. So on my other one, or if you haven't already taped, tape on your bumpy side. All right. Oh, I'm out. Okay, here we go. Just on that first flap. And, you know, honestly, I didn't used to pay attention to the bumpy or dented, but if you do, it gives it a little less resistance. But it doesn't matter, as you can see, just as long as you get the tape where it needs to go. And I'm going to tape my bases in like so. Okay, so let me move this over. This is that 6x8 piece. And I am just going to open this up and line this up. I'm going to go right up to that score line, but I'm not going to touch the score line. Oh, come on, seriously? Okay. There we go. So your book kind of opens like this. What's happening here? What are you stuck on? Yeah, my mat is dirty, and my self-healing mat did not self-heal. I'll tell you that. I was annoyed with that. Anyway, so now you have you like this. Let's get our other base piece here. And we're going to do the same thing. Go up to that score line, but we are not going to cross it or even touch it. Okay. Just make sure our book can still fold. Okay. All right, perfect. Step 1 done. Okay, so now we're going to work on the, for me, it was easier to work on the middle at this point. So let's go ahead and work on the middle. I do need to add some glue right here because this is where I pulled up that score tape. And so there's a gap. So I'm just going to add some glue in there to close that gap up. Oh, so maybe I'm going to add glue. And for those who are strictly wet glue, you can wet glue this album, that's fine. It's just with wet glue, once it's down, that's it. Okay. All right, so the left side, which was the, this one here, this was the 5 by 7 7/8. So that is the piece that needs to go first. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put the tape on the, oh, I did not score all the way. This one we're putting the tape on the dented side. I think all the rest of them are dented side for the rest of the album. I need my little chiseler. Here we go. All right, so the 5 by 7 1/8. That's the one that goes down first. So you're gonna pull your tape backing off, or however you do your backing, and you're going to center this. Now, I have a tiny border on the top, bottom, and left because I'm a border girl. So, there we go. All right, so next we're going to do that 5 3/4 by 7 7/8. And again, the tape is going to go on the dented side. And where's my little chiseler? Okay. And you're just gonna line it up with your previous one and lay it down, burnish it in. Okay, there we go. Now your other piece, you're gonna put your tape on the dented side, and this is gonna go on the right of that left hand side. Okay. So this is how I did mine. I know this was by 8 and this was by 6, and so I just marked an inch off of the bottom and the top just because I wanted it to be exact. I mean, you don't have to measure it, but normally I don't. But for this one I did. So I marked it at the 1 and the 7. And I put that directly in between the 1 and the 7, right up to that score line. Okay, there we go. Great. My magnets, I'm going to go ahead and add those now, because why not? So these are basic gray smalls. I did use 4 sets of magnets in this book, just because I wanted it super strong. Whenever you're adding your magnets, you don't want to be near your edge or your corners, so that way your paper lies flat over it. So I just kind of give it about 1/2 inch from each side, and that also too, if I decide I want to clip the edges with the angle punch or the corner rounder or whatever fancy punch I want, I still have room to do that, and it's not going to affect the placement of my magnets at all. Same thing. I don't know if it's like 1/2 inch or less, but just kind of eyeball it. Just don't get it on the edges. Okay. Make sure those are down. Peel these off. Okay. If you are double matting, I would suggest to do your first mat and then put your magnet. So that way your magnets are only going to go through one layer. Okay, so now let's go ahead and do our, it doesn't matter. We can do, let's do our right hand. If you decide not to use magnets because maybe it's for someone who has, you know, a pacemaker or something, they can't have magnets, you can always do ribbon closures. You can use Velcro. There's alternatives that you can use, okay? But if you're not using magnets, I would suggest you go ahead and clip your papers closed because when you're trying to do the middle and you have both sides flipping and flapping, it drives you insane. So with that said, let's just do the middle. That's the right. Here's the middle. Okay. So your little booklet, that can just go to the side because we don't need that yet. For all 5 of our waterfall in our pocket, go ahead and add your score tape to the dented side. And I'm going to do all of this on camera so you can see this in real time. Okay. Oopsies. And this one. Okay. Some people have a fit that, you know, I use score tape before I cut it. It's just easier for me than to try to place it on the angles. I'm not worried about that half a penny worth of score tape that I'm going to cut off. My time, convenience, and frustration level are worth more than that itty bitty piece of tape. I see some people struggling to get those angles for no reason. Alright, so I got all of them. Now, if you know what corner chomper you're going to use, obviously I would corner chomp before the book is made, but I don't know what I want to use, or if I just want to keep them, you know, I guess it's called squared off. I don't know. I'm not sure. So I'm going to assemble the book and then I can corner chomp later. And if some of you are wondering what a corner chomper is, these are corner chompers from We Are Memory Keepers, Crocodile corner chompers. This is how I made that angle on the first one. I also have the corner rounder. There's one that's like a ticket stub, one that's like a scallop. So there's a ton of those. So any type of corner rounder. Alright, so right now we're varnishing our tape and making sure our score mark is nice and crisp. Gosh, everything's getting stuck. Okay, perfect. My pocket, I'm going to grab some scissors. Oh, my scissors match. I'm going to go ahead and go right across this X. Go right across this X. Okay. Yes, I went fast with pockets. Most people know how to make pockets. If not, there's a ton of tutorials. Alright, so this kind of catches. I don't want any catching, so I'm just going to cut a little bit more off. No catching. Okay. So I'm going to put my pocket down last. That's just my personal comfort level. Some people like to put the pocket first. It's just whatever you are comfortable with. Alright, I need to turn my book upside down. Okay, so it needs to go like this. Okay, if you're using directional paper, but I like to do everything upside down, so I need to turn my book upside down and place it here. If you have directional paper and you actually put it the wrong direction, right now there's nothing on our cover, so you can just flip it around. Alright, so as you can see, I just pulled a little bit off because I'm not as comfortable with waterfalls as I am with everything else. So I'm gonna line this up and then pull the rest of my backing off. Okay, so then the next one, I'm just going to pull a little bit off, make sure there's no overhang. I need it to line up perfectly. So I just pinch just that bottom piece just in case it's off. And this one looks pretty good. Yep. And then just peel that off. Okay. You can do that method with any time you're using score tape. Okay, and this seems a bit off. Nope, it was not. Okay, All right. And it doesn't matter if you start from the left or the right. Honestly, I start wherever I peel it. I see some overhang here, so I'm just going to cut it off. That was tape overhang. Okay, so this one. Okay. And then this last one. Perfect. Okay. So now we're just going to make sure our waterfall is in tight. And again, if you put your directional paper upside down, no one says your waterfall has to start from, you know, the top down. It can do bottom up. If you want your waterfall to come this way, do you. Happy accident. All right, so now we can go ahead and put on our pocket. And I took the bottom piece off the pocket. Actually, you know what? I'm comfortable with pockets, so I'm just going to take all three off. Some pockets, if it's a tight space, I'm not comfortable, so I only take the very bottom off, and I wait for this to take the sides off. Okay. And then get that burnished in there really well. Okay, perfect. Here's our booklet. I'm going to hold that down because if not, it's going to drive me insane. All right, so right side. Okay. Do I have any instructions what I did first? Nope. All right, so I had, let me get my book out because I can't remember what I did. All right, here we go. And okay, so we have two flat. All right, let's do these two first. Yeah. What is going on with me in this booklet right here? Okay. So your two pieces that are 4x7, you're going to put the tape one of the dented sides. Like so. And then the other one, you're going to add, is this how I did it? How did I do it? I put that side down first, and then that side over. So I put that side. Okay. So one on the dentist side, one on the bumpy side. Okay. The one on the dentist side, I went ahead and put here. And so that would be 1/2 inch on the top and the bottom. Again, you can measure it. Half the time I don't measure, but I don't know, I just don't feel like measuring. So pencil, half, roughly half. I know that Tim Holtz ruler has seen better days, but it still works. Yeah, I have been using the new one, but I don't know where I threw it. All right, and so I am right here. Give myself a guide. So for this one, I would not put it on the edge because it is, you know, on a flap. Okay, and then So I'm giving myself a little border, and I'm going to put it there. Okay. And then the one that was on the bumpy side, I'm just going to line this up and close it on top of there. Like so. Okay, so that's it. Yep. Okay. The pocket goes here. So on your little flap here, dented side tape. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay. And cut through the X, cut through the X, and varnish. I can already tell I did not cut enough off that side. A little bit more. Okay. You can do your pocket last. You can do it now. You may not even want a pocket. Whatever you want to do. Okay. You may want to add a magnet to that if you want to, but I felt 4 magnets in this album was enough for me, because this pretty much lays flat, but I know some people love extra magnets, so you can do what you want. All right. Ooh, that pocket is crooked. So if you can't handle that, and your paper doesn't want to come up, you can grab your undo and undo what I just did, because that is very, very crooked. Where's my little thing? All right. Did I rip it? Oh, no, I did. Okay. Okay. So your tape is still you're gonna have to let that dry, but your tape will still be sticky when your undo dries. And then you're just, dang it, I'm gonna have to take the whole thing off. I was trying to only have to take off a little tiny bit because I don't like to wait for it to dry. But as you can see, I don't care where the undo goes, because it's gonna dry, and then you're just going to, your tape is still sticky, and you're just gonna straighten it up and put it back down. It might be too wet for it to stay down, but I'm gonna leave it there for right this second, because I know when it dries, it's gonna be sticky. So I'm not even gonna worry about it. Okay, so our other 2 flaps, we had, is it only 2? Yep, just the one right here. Okay, so I did the bigger one first. For both of these, put the tape on the dented side. So for both the 5x4 and the 5x7 and 7/8. I get undo directly from their website. It's cheaper. At the expo, I paid $13 for it. On their website, it's buy 2 get 1 free, and they're like $9, $8. Actually, I think it was cheaper than that. I think I paid $20 for 3 of them. So definitely go to their website. All right, so the bigger one, we're going to put down first. Make sure there's no overhang. Okay. I'm going to turn my book so that way I'm working from quote unquote the bottom, because that's just easier for me. Center it, get right up to that score line, but not on it. And comfortable with that. That looks great. And then this one I put right on top of this one in the middle. If you want an exact middle, go for it. You can use your Tim Holtz, the zeroing side if you want to. Let's see, it's going to be roughly right here. So you can do that if you want to. I'm going to put it on the 2. 2 and 2. I know some of you are like, what, Tiffany, you are measuring? What the heck, bro? I don't know. I just was in a measuring mood for this one. Okay, I'm going to put that right on top of that. I think that's what I did. I mean, it makes sense because I gotta clip it here. Okay. All right. So as you can see, my undo is completely dry and my pocket is stuck down. So we're good to go. So how I have it, I have the flap on the bottom, and then I have this, and then I have this. So what I ended up doing was that's why I didn't put the pocket on first. I did cut off a little tiny sliver, thinking that would help with my book going in and out. It really didn't, so you don't have to take that sliver off. And I can't anyway, because I already... Actually, I can. You can take a sliver off if you're comfortable. If not, it's fine, since we already put our pocket on. But you're actually done with your book. I'm going to see if I can get right to that pocket. I know, this is petty. This tiny little petty amount. It's not necessary. It's really not. Okay, see how it still catches? Yep, but because I did it the first time, I had to do it the second time. All right, so my magnets again, I'm going to pop out a positive and a negative. Stick them together. Okay. All right, so I'm going on my flap and kind of probably there. One more set. Oh gosh. Okay. And here we go. Put that in there. Squish it down. Take this off. And fold it over. Okay. Rosa Kelly taught me this, to go ahead and put your score tape over your magnets. I don't know if she still does that with the magnets that she uses, but she used to do this with her basic gray magnets, and I'm using basic gray magnets, and so I'm going to add my score tape. And then also that helps my paper stick over them, because I know some people did ask me, how do I keep my pages to where you can't really see the magnets? Like I'll show you on this one. See, you can't see where my magnets are. And they are here, 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 and here. But you cannot see where they are. So, same thing with here. It's here, 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 and here. So you can't see them. So I think the score tape helps the paper lay flat around it so they don't bunch up. I don't know. I just know that's what Rosa Kelly taught me, and her books are always, you know, level 10 out of 10. So I'm gonna do what the master says, right? Don't matter if you cover them horizontal or vertically. All right, that's it. All your little extra pieces are now your tags, your photo mats. I think I want these two as photo mats in here as well, just to give it some height. Those are probably just going to be trash. This is going to be a tag. I'm only going to do one tag. All right, so these three are going, or these 4 pieces, 5 pieces, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, are all going to just be trash, because we can't make anything else out of these. So 2024, we're not saving scraps like that unless you, for a fact, know you're going to use them within a week. Or if you're going to make, you know, something else. Oh, the closure. You can add more magnets here to go on top of this. Or you can do your ribbon. I'm not a huge ribbon person. Just because, I don't know. I forget I have it. But how I close the other one, I just took ribbon and I put it in about 2 inches and I cut off however much length this is, and I put some on the front and then I put some on the back. Like I did it like this on the back. Okay. I have seen people who have done, you know, the whole thing, but I didn't want to waste ribbon, and I don't know. Like I said, I don't particularly use ribbon, so I don't know the ins and outs, the rights and wrongs, the tips and tricks of ribbon. I just stuck it on however I thought was going to work, and it's on. I put score tape down, and then it's underneath both of my mats, and so I'm yanking with all my force, and it's on there. So if you know a better tips and trick on ribbon closures, please share with us, because that is one, you know, field I have zero knowledge in. I just made it up. Okay. All right. Well, that is your tutorial. I hope you guys use your stash. Make this folio. If you want a double mat, you need to change your first measurements and add the 3/4 of an inch, or you're just going to have an alligator mouth, which is fine too. I like alligator mouths. I think it looks cute. I like chunky things, including myself. But anyway, all right guys, thanks for watching. Happy Friday. Bye.